When we had the opportunity in 2008 to potentially bring women's professional basketball back and keep it here, it's one of those things you just can't pass up. Watching the game grow and watching it grow here in Seattle with great sponsors and great fans has been more rewarding than I could have imagined.
We'll do it! The Seattle Storm have climbed back to the mountaintop.
It's been 16 years, you guys. It's hard to believe. Talk to me a little bit about that moment when you knew this was going to become your team and your franchise.
Before we bought the team, we had many furtive meetings in the back halls of Key Arena because it wasn't clear at all that it was going to happen. And I think it really wasn't entirely clear until right before we knew. I mean, we were still negotiating. So it was wouldn't this be cool? How are we going to make this happen? Do we think we can make it happen? Just deciding that we really wanted to do what we could to keep the Storm in Seattle. That was the main motivation for us all along. The first thing we did was we put our values down on the whiteboard in Lisa's office at Microsoft and said, these are the reasons why we would do it. This is our mission. And I still carry that with me, and it's never changed. So it's been that way since the beginning, and I think we're doing our best job of fulfilling that.
And I think I would just add that at the time, it wasn't quite clear what was going to happen with the Sonics. Were they going to stay? Were they not going to stay? And we didn't want to get in the way of anything that might transpire to keep the Sonics here. So it was almost a two-tiered negotiation as it was. Were they staying? Okay, then this is the scenario. Are they going? Okay, then this is the scenario. And then when that got resolved, it was probably 2 weeks between when they said it's your team and when we announced. So happened fast.
You've thanked your fans for years and years. How important have they been to Storm basketball and the growth of women's basketball?
They're everything. The fans who have showed up for this team are very special. They're special to us because it's our business and we love to entertain them every time they come to the arena. But it's more important because you see across the 16 years that we've owned the team, they're there through thick and thin. Oftentimes in a business when things aren't going well, people abandon you. Our fans are always there. They know what we're going through. They know when we're in a rebuild. They know when we're hunting for a championship. They find a way to connect with the players in just such a special way.
Other teams don't like coming in and playing in the Key Arena. They know that there's going to be a rowdy fan base, But at the same time, they really appreciate the fact that we always have a rowdy fan base in our games.
Yeah.
And that they see what that does for the league.
Canada showing her quickness. Lloyd's jumper is good. Whitcomb catch and shoot. That's good.
It's such a great thing to witness. Watching these women, the hard work that they put in, the accolades and everything that should come along with their success.
All of us want to make sure that our athletes are getting compensated in the way that's appropriate for their level of athleticism, for the hard work that they put into it, for the craft of the game that they have. And we've been building, support for women's sports since we've been owners of the team. It's growing, but there's still room to grow so that we can do things that players want and need. Our practice facility is a great example of that, of really trying to give them world-class medical and fitness care. From my standpoint, I want our players to get paid well. I want them to have first-class accommodations. I want them to have everything that they deserve as the kind of top-notch athletes that they are, and that's, I think, what we're all building towards.
We want to show what our team can do to more people each and every year. That helps to grow the next generation. We want to grow that base so that that arena is full each and every night that we play, and that they feel connected. One of the beautiful things about our sport is you can get very close to the players. You're usually kind of in a stadium, up a little further, the players are down there. This is very different, and I think that's why our fans do feel connected. They're very close.
You've had some long-standing partners. I'm proud to say that we're one of them. You have grown that so much over the past several years to where bigger organizations are getting behind women's sports. How important is that?
Corporate sponsorship and using your voice to your unique audiences and your reach really shows what's possible. When we started, it was a fairly small group. Obviously, Carter being our lead at the time. It's grown a lot. There's just so many amazing things to do when you partner with the Seattle Storm, and hopefully you and the other corporate sponsors are feeling that positive experience as well.
When we first took over the team, the ask of a corporate partner was more of a, in some ways you should do this because it's the right thing. Now it's that you want to do this because you want to be part of what we're doing. And I think that's a big change, and I think that has been a really helpful thing for us to be able to bring in more partners that want to align with what we're doing and with what our brand is doing in the community, and with the impact that we can have in the community and that you can have with us.
Recently, Force for Change became part of your mission.
When we first purchased the team, we had a pretty strict rule with the team and with ourselves of not wanting to alienate anyone. We wanted everyone to feel comfortable in the arena, and we still want everyone to feel comfortable in the arena. But sometimes things are bigger than you. And those things started to happen in the world around us, and we started to see that we had an opportunity to use our platform to try to address some of those inequities that were happening in society, and to not be bashful about saying that that's what we wanted to do. And so I think that that's been a huge mind shift for us to think it's actually, we can be better at what we do by being more overt about what our values are and who we want to align with and who we want to support. The murder of George Floyd was a real catalyst for us to say, this can't be something that we are wanting to do on a good day. This has to be something that we want to be part of all that we do. And it runs throughout the entire organization. It's not just, one person.
We really spent time talking with the players about what was important to them, because we do this together with them. And they participate, Force for Change now. Their voice comes through everything we do.
In a year we will never forget, the Seattle Storm are the team we will always remember. They are your 2020 WNBA champions.
This championship is special. This championship is for every black woman that's ever felt unheard, every little black girl that's ever felt unseen. We see you, we hear you. Know that you have a league of women who look like you, who don't look like you, that are gonna fight so you have a voice.
I want our legacy to look exactly as it is today. Great community partner, winning championships, bringing joy to the city and the fans who come to see our games, and supporting all the businesses who are part of what we do.
We also want our legacy to be always pushing for improvement, pushing for advancement, pushing for community participation, making sure that we never lose sight of the fact that we have a precious gem here that is meaningful beyond the court. I hope that what the legacy that we leave isn't just the basketball part of it, but also how you can run a business in a way that is value-based, has good morals, and is still successful. And I think that there's always been some kind of question about whether you could do all of those things at the same time, and I think we can, and I think we will.